So, in a little over 2 weeks' time, we will be seeing the first big, well, interviews, shall we say, of the COVID inquiry. And primarily, its first point of call is looking at pandemic preparedness. And the first two people up to, well, answer for why is definitely going to be a lot of. I think we're in for a lot of interesting revelations. I really do. I really, really do. I do not see how this goes well for the current government, especially as the first two people up to the plate, shall we say, are Cameron and Osborne. And specifically, from what we at least know what has been publicly said, it is going to focus on the fact that it was Cameron and Osborne who were responsible for austerity, and that well, well, their massive cuts which they inflicted on many, many public services were hugely responsible for reducing our preparedness for any potential pandemic. So I am really glad. I am really glad that the inquiry is starting there, because austerity has a lot to answer for, a lot in this country. And certainly when it comes to obviously issues around the pandemic, then I'm fine with that. But but we have a very interesting deadline happening today, and we're going to see what happens. So what we are expecting today is potentially, maybe a reconciliation between Boris and Sunak. I highly doubt it. But also, will there be a legal intervention from the Cabinet Office to deny the handing over of Boris Johnson's WhatsApps and, of course, his private diaries? But before we do get into that, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and one off-station link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me a coffee. And of course, there is the YouTube Pony Club down below as well, and the YouTube thank you button as well. So, as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help and support the channel. Even if you do just click the like and share button, as Tesco always says, every little helps. And of course, on with this. So, the WhatsApp. It has been very, very clear, very, very clear for some time now. Certainly, government ministers have been using WhatsApp to discuss more than just what's going on in their personal lives. That we have seen discussions in around policy, talking with each other. Dominic Cummings has, infamously said that they were constantly in communication about a ton of stuff during COVID using WhatsApp. So I am very, very much with the inquiry on this, that these WhatsApp messages should be handed over. And not only just those, but the diaries as well. The Cabinet Office is very, very, very much so desperate not to allow the full unpublished materials out. And part of this, again, I think, would lead to more revelations. Because, as I said at the moment, just a moment, we're having this bit of reconciliation between Boris and Rishi, which we're expecting, whether or not, shall we say, this announcement about the releasing of the full messages and the diaries from the Cabinet Office. And if this is meant to be some sort of reconciliation between Boris and Rishi, very much over the Partygate fiasco, because, like I say, they handed over information about Partygate, which revealed there was even more potential parties, and that there was even more stuff going on which we weren't even aware about. So obviously Boris is not happy with Rishi potentially handing over this stuff. So there is going to be a meeting. What happens in that meeting? Well, we don't know, but I highly doubt Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak are going to go into the Cabinet Office and come out singing Kumbaya with each other. That is one thing they are not going to do. But if this does become a legal action to deny the inquiry, these uh, these unredacted diaries and the WhatsApp messages, this would be a massively unprecedented move. Massively unprecedented move, trying to block the information which has been specifically requested by the committee chair leading this investigation. And I am very, very much of the opinion this is damage limitation. I think Sunak knows, as well does Boris, that if this comes out, there is going to be even more stuff. Because you've got to remember, a lot of the Tories were very, very anti-lockdown, anti-furlough stuff. So is there more stuff that they were saying, behind closed doors that maybe should be, made public by such an inquiry? We don't know. But as this inquiry sort of picks up speed, picks up pace, this is not going to make them look good. And especially going into a general election, reminding people not only of, once again, the whole Partygate scandal, but the whole completely and utterly mismanagement of the whole pandemic. It's not going to put the Tories in a very, very good light at all. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.